Let's use Senditsheets to transform a bank statement into a CSV. Now, if you're very new to Senditsheets, this is the homepage. Here at the top, you have different document types that you can use to guide our AI model into having a better framework as to what kind of data is going to be coming in, the format, etc. So for this particular example, we're going with bank statements. You can also see here that your document, your bank statement can be in different formats. It could be a PDF, a PNG. Maybe it was, you took a photo, for example. And first, you could just locate your document. In this case, we're going to go with a PDF for this bank statement. It does have multiple pages. So you see it's about 59 transactions. Um, so I'll show you here. Okay, and something to note too is that it doesn't really have the signs or the symbols for like debits and credits. So the system is going to have to do a little bit of processing and thinking. So once you have your file ready to go, you can click the process file button and it will take a little bit of time, but that's kind of what we want because we want to make sure that we have the most accurate information possible. So here, after some time, we're ready to view the results. We get this quick dashboard that tells us, in this case, we had one statement, there was a total of 59 transactions, and the system feels 80% confident about it, and as well as like it passed all the validations. So here you're dropped. This is similar to Excel. You get all of the high level information in these columns and rows. And there's some customization that you can do if you want to play around with the UI. But if you're just kind of, really need this information out as soon as possible, you can just download it right away. But we're going to explore a few things. Like, for example, here it's very easy to identify where the data is being picked up on the PDF, as you can see by clicking on this magnifying glass. I think the UI does a really good job at highlighting it so you can quickly see. And if you really needed to validate or just cross reference, you should be able to do that relatively easily. Just to demonstrate, if you click on any of these, you should be able to see where it's connected to the document, which I think is very helpful because sometimes it doesn't. And when it's a lot of um, transactions, like 59, it can be a little bit hard to identify and quickly check if everything is looking correct. So here it's showing us the opening versus the closing and the total change, just so that, again, data points to help you quickly gauge if the information that's being extracted is correct or if there's any major things you want to look into a little bit deeper. This check mark here allows us to identify the debits and credits a little bit more easy. It actually brings up its own column so you can see them separated. We were already seeing them by the color, but for some people it's a little bit easier to see them this way. Here you can filter in case you have different account holders. Just an easy way to be able to, again, validate your data. You can also quickly search for anything that might be available in the statement. So you can also narrow down if you're looking for something specifically that you need to make sure is correct. Here you can sort the data based on the particular column, and you always have access to the actual PDF file straight from the UI, which I think is always helpful too, because from here you can actually make any edits if you want to before you export to CSV. So any of these data points are editable, as you can see here. You just make changes, save it, and then they'll be ready for you when you export them. There's different ways you can access the PDF. This one allows you to kind of have a side-by-side view, have the PDF on one side and then your numbers on the other side. We have an advanced view that just kind of rearranges the data a little bit differently, a little bit more in detail in some areas. So if you're really just validating data and this view is more helpful, you can always switch to it. But for the most part, I stick to the simple view, which is very similar to Excel. This is just like a default setting so that every time you open it, would land on like a specific view. You can also increase the font size up to 125%, or you can decrease it if like you have a lot of data and you need a bit more space. Yeah, and finally, if everything looks great, you're able to download this file information. We have different options, as you can see here. And I think our most used one is, of course, the CSV. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. And there it is. We now have all of this data into the CSV, and it's ready for you to manipulate as needed. Thank you for watching.